Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Subrata Sarkar. I'm a mechanical engineer working in manufacturing industry since last 22 years. Today's topic is how ambassador finished from Indian automotive sector. Or you can say the topic like the journey of Indian iconic car ambassador. It depends on how you want to look into this matter. You know, the Hindustan Motor Limited was started in 1942 by B.M. Birla, the cousin of G.D. Birla, who is used to say the father of Indian industry. And this company was started in Okha port at Gujarat. You know, as an assembly unit, the component was coming from UK, and it was at the beginning it was assembled in Gujarat. Then it was distributed among different parts of India, and that was the time of Second World War. And this company was founded in a vision for the vehicle for Indian middle class Indian people actually. And this car, this ambassador started manufacturing in West Bengal at Uttarpara in 1948, and the design and technology was from Morris Oxford, UK, London. And surprisingly, I will show you this. This first model of the car. This it's a 1948 model of Morris Oxford, and there is no much difference the today's ambassador. It means in so many decades, this Hindustan Motor have not done any research and development or improvement on the car. They were just making and selling it in India. There is not at all. That was the reason for actually the companies finished today from the automotive sector, being the pioneer in Indian automobile market. So change is very much important. This is, who will not the change. Otherwise, the world will change. This was happened with actually this ambassador car in India. You can see this picture of the gate of this Hindustan Motor at Uttarpara plant. This first passenger car. It is basically first passenger car manufacturing plant in Asia after the Japan. Or as a company, you can say it is the second largest automobile manufacturer after Toyota in Asia. So that was the status of Hindustan Motor at the beginning, and today there is no sign of Hindustan Motor in automotive sector today. You just can't compare their level actually. And this ambassador remained this undisputed market leader in Indian automobile industry since 1983 or 85, you can say, because 83 Maruti Uddhag Limited came, and thereafter the days are going bad and very bad, worse for this Hindustan Motor ambassador car. And it was for every sector, for as a taxi, in the army sector, in police, in government officers, for civilian, everybody was buying only ambassador. That was the options mainly. So after this Maruti Uddhag entered into Indian automobile market, they understood and they have started some different activities. Like in 1988, they have tied up with Mitsubishi, and they started manufacturing this SUV car Pajero at Chennai plant. And also at the same time they have started manufacturing Mitsubishi Lancer in India. So this was the two venture. This was as per the the automotive standard, world class standard. But their own design ambassador, that was much below than the in automotive standard today. And from 2002 till 2014, before closing down, they did a lot of unsuccessful experiment. Nothing was actually there's matured and turned around. Like they developed this LPG driven ambassador car. They did a lot of change in the steering system of the ambassador car, did power steering, a lot of aesthetic on the dashboard, a lot of things were changed. Like also they developed a small tracker of 2-liter capacity, that is named as a Veer. They did a lot of experiment with the different paintings and all these things, but nothing was actually the way Maruti Suzuki came into Indian market, and with respect to that, this was nothing actually for as a development. But in 2008, Hind Motor, is entered into a light commercial vehicle market in India, and developed this, introduced this winner model. Still, it is working fine today. And there are other stories, like in 1984, they developed this Contessa. It's a big car actually. The length of the car was too big. And it was a copy of one of the car of a Mercedes-Benz model, you can see in the bottom. It's a very similar look. But they have not considered this Indian road condition, a lot of other parameters actually. That was the reason for unsuccessful of this Contessa car. It was very difficult for taking a turn in the small roads and all these things. There are a lot of other technical problems with this car was there, and they have developed. They have launched few versions of the Contessa, but finally it didn't work. And in 1996, they there's a launched Opel Astra in India, but still nothing actually significantly happened. Now the reasons of failures, if we analyze the Hind Motor actually, this an automobile industry before Maruti Udyog, so they were able to sell whatever they used to manufacture. So that was the reason actually they didn't feel any competition for developing their technology and the production facility, as per the standard of the automobile industry. You can say the statistics, there's a production volume of ambassador car was around 24,000 per year. So you can say around 80 to 90 car in a day. Every day, 80 to 90 car was manufactured, produced and sell out from the plant. But it came down in 2013-14 into only 2,400. That is one-tenth production. There's a 90% production was so there was no actually market share. There is no demand for the car. So what the company can do actually, and it was doing huge losses since last decades. And as far as the technology is concerned, it was, as I said at the beginning, there is no technological development basically, a significant development, nothing. Even there was there's a aesthetically it was no change was done. I've visited also this Ambassador factory 10 years back, and also have fortunately seen this world-class factory. I've seen this General Motor factory in Detroit in US. I've seen this BMW factory in Munich. I've seen this Mercedes factory in Germany. But this was, you just can't compare with this Ambassador. This Ambassador factory cannot be marked as an automobile factory. It was, the quality and level of the was so poor, and very, you just can't compare. Cannot be considered as the automobile manufacturing company. This the status was like that. The way Maruti Udyog came, they have got all robotic manufacturing, the semi-automatic production line, assembly line, and whereas everything was doing in Ambassador for Hindustan, HM factory was totally manually. So they were nowhere actually with respect to any standard automobile manufacturing company. And this design of this Ambassador car was aesthetically very poor, and at the same time this aerodynamically it was not fast actually. This design is such that aerodynamically as a car it cannot be you just can't pass it. You can see this picture here. There's models of Maruti, models of Hyundai, models of Tata Motor, and this Ambassador. So aerodynamically, and this common people can also understand that this is not aerodynamically fine model or approved model. And this as now for a car buyer, so main one of the parameters is very important is the fuel consumption. There's all the car, you can see in this chart that fuel the kilometer per liter is 20 to 25 kilometer per liter, and for Ambassador it's on an average 9 to 10 kilometer per liter. So from fuel economy, it is just 50% of the other car. So how can it can compete or stay in the market? It's not possible. Just there's there's an automobile manufacturing company in India. There are two basically sectors. One is Indian manufacturer, and there's a multinational companies. Like Indian manufacturer, the main competition of Hind Motor was Maruti Udyog from the car segments. Now. And Maruti Udyog has a huge strategy, big production, and so it's not possible for Ambassador to compete with such a, there's a massive automotive player actually. And you can see this the notice in 2014 24th May pasted on this gate of Hind Motor at Uttarpara factory. This that HM is suspended production. This it can't continue its production in this manufacturing plants. The summary of this journey of Hindustan Motor Ambassador car in India is like in 1948 HM started manufacturing. 1970 they got 75% market share in India. In 1983 Maruti Suzuki came into the market, and that was the turning points. And in 1991 HM declined market share and reached up to 20%. And in 2014 suspended manufacturing, that is the production of car. And 2015 voluntary retirement scheme was launched for the employee. And 2017 this is the execute an agreement with Peugeot SA and sell their brands. So this was the journey in totality. Now what is the learning from this? This case study. There's a great people have said change yourself. It's very difficult, but it's possible changing yourself. Otherwise the world will change you, which will be very painful. And it is equally applicable for, it's not for the products and service, it is equally applicable for every human being also. So change is very, very important. Otherwise the world will change you, and which will be very painful, which has happened with Ambassador and many other companies like also. So hope you have got some message from this case study, and everyone in India knows about the automobile sector. They know this Ambassador car. So if you like this presentation, you can subscribe this video. You can give your comments. You can also get in touch with me in LinkedIn and Facebook also. Thank you very much for watching.